Hey, so before we get started on today's video, I want to give a quick shout out to all the new subscribers. I have a goal of reaching 1,000 new subscribers by the end of 2023. So if you're enjoying the videos, send your boy some love. Subscribe to the channel. Now let's get into it. Recently, Gunna has been in the news because unlike the rest of the members of YSL, he has been released from jail. He's pled guilty on felony charges, and the judge has granted him release for time being served. So there's a lot of speculation, rightfully so, that he's snitched on members of YSL, Young Thug included, or Young Thug specifically. Now, I haven't seen the paperwork, so I can neither confirm nor deny this allegation. But if I had to guess, yes, it does look very likely that Gunna has snitched on YSL members because it's the only explanation that most people can think of that would give him the ability to be released on time served after pleading guilty to multiple felonies. So it's not looking good for Gunna. Now, with that being said, around Gunna's situation, I haven't seen the same controversy that I've seen when 6ix9ine snitched. When 6ix9ine snitched, the internet was on fire. Everybody was talking about it. Oh, he's done. His career is done. He made a song with Akon and Nicki Minaj, and both of those were flops. Nobody, his album was a flop. It's on Apple Music. I bet you didn't even know he had an album after a release. Nobody's listening to his music. He's been blackballed. 6ix9ine's reputation is done. But I don't see the same kind of smoke for Gunna. Now, I think with 6ix9ine's situation, it was a little bit more obvious because he took the stand. There were people who recorded and released him snitching, videotaping and video recordings of him snitching on not just the members of the New York Bloods, but people who had nothing to do with his case. Cardi B, Jim Jones, 6ix9ine took snitching to a whole nother level. But Gunna is the next high profile case we see of a rapper snitching, and let's see how the hip hop fans feel about that. Let's see if they are able to look past it. I, for one, no, I gotta hold the same energy. I didn't like 6ix9ine. I didn't like 6ix9ine before he snitched, but especially after he snitched, it was a wrap for him. You gotta have that same standard for Gunna. It's not looking good for Gunna right now. But with that being said, a lot of people wonder, why is there so much of a stigma against snitching? A lot of hip hop fans, they're white or they're immigrants. They're not really familiar with, the street life. They're not really familiar with street codes and our morals and the principles that we live by. So I wanted to point this out on less of a high profile case. This is just a regular case. Regular people snitch every day. So today, I live in DC. I'm from DC. Well, I'm from Atlanta, but I grew up in DC. And here in Northeast DC, just today, a young teenager was killed. He was shot dead in a shelter home by a man impersonating a police officer. This is how serious snitching can be on a local level. Right now, when we talk about snitching, we think of people like Gunna and 6ix9ine. But people snitch every day, regular people. And regular people don't have security that can walk around with them all day. This child, he's a teenager, was in a shelter home. And a man impersonating a police officer, or maybe he was a police officer from a different jurisdiction, but a man wearing a police officer's uniform gained access to the shelter, to the residential facility, due to his outfit, due to his clothes looking like a police officer. The woman, there was another adult who tried to stop him from entering because after entering the shelter, he asked for the child specifically. The facility worker said, "No, I'm sorry, you don't have the credentials to come into the shelter." But already having entered the shelter, he was able to see and spot the child. He shot the child 3 times. The child was taken to the hospital with gunshot wounds. I believe the child is dead. One of the shelter workers, has also been shot and transported to the hospital. This is how serious things can get in real life. So kids, stay away from the streets. Don't do crime, because crime doesn't pay. But hey, that's just what I think. If you agree, give me a like. If you disagree, leave it in the comment section. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. You know my goal, 1,000 by the end of 2023. Help your brother out. Hit the subscribe button. Peace. I appreciate you all.